Hey guys, what's up? It's Eli Knight with Knight Jiu-Jitsu, and Alan and I here have been working a sequence that it's kind of a hodgepodge. It's like a Frankenstein mixture of different things, but that's how a lot of sequences go really well. So it starts out with a sweep that leads to a lot of good options, like for back take and everything. Starting with this sweep here, this is kind of a weird sweep that I've been working ever since my friend Jared Jessup has hit me with it several times and made me feel really stupid, so I of course stole the technique. The way I've been trying to do it, if I can get thumb to thumb, like an arm wrestling grip here, and hold the thumb pad and press his wrist against me, this is optimal. If not, just a wrist grip will do, but I want to make sure too I get C-clamp behind the elbow here as well. Before anybody says anything about it, this is probably more of a grappling move. There are options if he wants to punch me in the face from this one over here, we'll do something different. But for right now, we're just looking at the sweep. So at this point here, what I want to look to do is I'm gonna get myself kind of a tick-tock motion over this way in front of his knee. So I'm gonna start like hip, shoulder. I'm gonna put my foot on the floor, hip out, shoulder out, hip out, shoulder out, to where I'm almost in line with his leg like this. So I'm on the outside line. Now, what the guy tends to want to do here is he wants to square back up with me. If he goes to do that, I'm gonna drop my leg here so that he can't open his knee back out. He has to open that knee back to be able to repost and get his base back like that. But if I know he's gonna do that, then I'm gonna drop my leg down on this side here, and so when he goes to try to open up, he can't, and then I use this leg here to sweep him the rest of the way over. And then that way here, now I've got that sweep I can get on top. So that sweep right there is a good way for me to kind of trick him into giving me his foundation and taking him over it and get that sweep. So now here's where some of the fun starts like this, is if he doesn't give me that reaction. So then what happens? If from here, I start to make this move and he's not following me and he's allowing me to get offline, he will follow me most of the time. That's what allows me to get the sweep, because if he doesn't, I'm moving to the outside line and looking to take his back. So most guys will try to repost like that. If he does not allow me to do that, then I'm gonna simply take here, keep the elbow grip, I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna make this an arm drag. Once I drag this to the floor over here on this side, I wanna try to get my body behind his elbow and tricep so he can't retract that arm and get his posture back. To do that, I'm gonna take this arm that was on his elbow, grab over here on the tricep, and now I smashed his arm between us so he can't get that arm back. And I'm pulling here to pull the weight through and make him post more weight on that elbow over here. You notice my knee has slipped in between his knees over here. I'm gonna start climbing onto his back this way. Now, I may climb all the way, but because of how my foot is on this side, I don't necessarily have to do that. I'm gonna come up on this hand here, and I'm gonna reach across from the back of his neck, both my arms here, and pull this way to take him over his foundation like that. And I've got this grip pulling his shoulder. Now, I wanna keep his shoulders and hips out of alignment, so I'm gonna cross my two ankles here between his two legs, like this. Not in front, but between the two legs. So if he wants to try to hip out, it's impossible to do so, right? Now he could possibly turn to face me, but what I'm gonna do next though, is I'm gonna take this grip that I have, and I'm gonna take this hand, almost like a quarter Nelson, to the back of his neck here, making a little bit of like a shoulder crank, neck crank. It's not gonna be a submission, but it is gonna allow me to take my other hand, free it, and shoot through, and get a hold of the choke here like this. From there, I've got this situated. I can come in, finish the rear naked choke here. If there's no space, I go palm to palm and finish for the short choke like that. One other option at this point is if maybe, I like to have backup plan after backup plan. So if I get to the side here like this, I make the arm drag and I wanna get here, but I didn't do a good enough job or quick enough job getting myself around to here to block his arm from retracting and taking his back. So what instead here, I feel him start to pull that arm back. I wanna let this arm slide behind his tricep here, like this, to block him from closing that wedge. Now, at that point here, once this is closed, I'm gonna push this into him this direction. So I'm switching the grip on his wrist here, and I'm gonna punch this back toward his stomach and connect. So it's a reverse kind of double wrist lock like this here, like a Kimura, but backwards. So at this point, because I still have that outside line, my hips are outside of his knee line, what's gonna happen next is if he wants to, I'm gonna force him to drive the weight back into me by pushing his wrist to him and pulling his shoulder toward me, and using this leg here. It's kind of a makeshift sweep this direction. I wanna come up to the top position here, like this, and I still have this locked in. This now can easily feed over to a gift wrap position. So I'm gonna take this one out here. I'm gonna pull my left hand free, pass it under his head. Now I have this nice strong gift wrap position like this. I can maybe look to go to roll, but this is another good option that I can do from here, is whenever I get this gift wrap position, stepping up and over so that my foot goes between the wedge of his arm and his elbow here. At that point, I wanna reach back, grab this leg, let go of his wrist to grab my own shin, and then I'm gonna pull him up and over, close up for a triangle choke here. If I'm not getting the triangle for some reason, I still have the arm exposed, be able to do the arm lock at that point right there. So, like I said, guys, this is like a sequence that starts from the sweep option. And the sweep is really good about looking at how his posture is structured, how I can manipulate that structure, and it can give me his weight, take him over his foundation. I got most all those concepts from Jared Jessup, so check out iqjiu-jitsu.com for him and see all the stuff that he's gonna be putting out. And we also have some instructionals coming out together too. But anyway, this is something that Alan and I have been working on building up from that sequence off of that sweep. Check it out, see what you think about it. Like, subscribe, share, notifications, all that stuff. Thanks guys for watching, I appreciate it.